It's New Year's. Market's closed. I'm going to bed. Oh, fuck. Crypto. Okay, so I mentioned in my video with Jim Bianco and Ash about 600 times before that as well, how looking at BTCJPY instead of BTCUSD can be of particularly useful help for BTC spot in the immediate term to shorter and midterm price action. BTC spot tends to bounce off or charge through resistance and support levels based on million, half million, quarter million yen intervals and price levels on BTCJPY. So BTCJPY 5 million, 5.5 million, 6 million, and so on. These round level intervals are much more useful as opposed to BTCUSD $47,324 support or whatever. I've been flagging countless examples of this on the Real Vision Exchange. If you are a member of the Real Vision Exchange, you could just search my name and like the term BTCJPY and pick any of the dozens of posts to see what I'm talking about. The most recent 25% drop on BTC spot from early December, that was simply just BTCJPY breaking below 6 million support and then right through 5.5 million and even through 5 million before reversing. That's what that was. And since then, the trading range has been BTCJPY 6 million upper bound, 5 million lower bound, and 5.5 million mid. And this mid is where interesting things happen because spot above mid obviously means it's in the upper end of the range for potential resistance breakout or not. Below that midpoint is where there's a potential break of support or not. So last night, leading up to New Year's midnight in Tokyo time, 5.5 million was broken to the upside and spot jumped a bit but remained close to 5.5. Then exactly at midnight, someone tried to get cute, execute a sell through 5.5 right at midnight on the dot, probably thinking people weren't paying attention to markets as that was the New Year's Eve countdown moment into 2022. Didn't really work out, but you can still see the attempt. Then about an hour or two later, they tried again. Same party or not, I don't know. I don't really care. It's probably not. Maybe, I don't know. Who cares? This time they succeeded. You got about a 5% move to the downside in spot, and you can see the stair-step price action at those round interval levels on BTCJPY, breaking 5.5 million, 5.4 million, 5.3 million, stopping at 5.25 million support, reversing, and then stair-stepping back up. Now, note that these sort of flows are mostly just systematic flows, algos, and, stop and limit orders, not really people. And obviously, this is not the end-all, be-all. There are a billion other things that can move Bitcoin. I'm just pointing this out once again to those who look only at BTCUSD. Here's a New Year's resolution for you. For the next week or 2 weeks or month or whatever, try default setting whatever you look at BTC spot price as BTCJPY and not BTCUSD. You can and should look at both BTCUSD and JPY, but as your default setting, just set it to BTCJPY. Especially when you're looking at shorter-term price charts and you're trying to look at price action from a chart perspective. And then set like price alerts at those round level intervals on BTCJPY. And doing that does nothing for you. At the very least, it'll get you into the mindset that this is not an American dollar denominated asset. This is a global asset. Everybody outside the US either doesn't look at nor care about BTCUSD, or if they do, they're doing so secondary to their own country's currency, obviously. So if the whole world acknowledges that this isn't an American asset and is not looking at it that way, then maybe Americans should too. And just doing that exercise alone will change your mindset for the rest of 2022 and beyond. And that's a pretty fantastic worst case scenario if you ask me. So change your settings to default BTCJPY. Current range is 6 million to the upside resistance, 5 million to the downside support, and I'm going back to bed.